All right. So I got this Frankie Cutlass tape. The problem with the tape, the inside, the tape is gone. It's inside there, but it's gone. For reference, here's another tape. And that's what it's supposed to look like, actually. You see what I'm saying, guys? See what I mean? I got all my stuff here. We gotta crack this thing open.
Now you might be asking yourself, why is Orion going through all this trouble of repairing this tape? Can he not find these songs online? Yes, I can. I can find all these songs on YouTube. Not on Spotify. Possibly not even on Apple Music, for whatever reason. Maybe something with Frankie Cutlass and the record label Relativity, I don't know. But this tape, to me, holds a lot of nostalgic value and a lot of sentimental value. For one, I happen to love this album, Politics and Bullshit from Frankie Cutlass. And two, this tape came from a friend of mine who passed away, Johnny Perez.
Okay, so this has been grueling, and I've been trying to do it by going in that little crevice and going back and forth. But this is gonna take too long. So we're bringing out the big guns. My drummer tool. You notice, it's very thin cut, but this is a big risk. Big risk. All right, see if I can do this.
Before you go critiquing my drummer skills, understand that I was trying to make an initial hole big enough for me to stick in the thin flathead screwdriver that I had, or my X-Acto knife I'm using, wedge into that crevice and open this cassette tape up. But still, it was taking a little bit too long, so I decided to just get the drummer tool out, and rather than cut deep, just cut very lightly at the top and get me through a little bit, you feel me? That seemed to have done the trick, and I'm gonna let this play out so you can get some ASMR out of this. On some YouTube videos I found, dudes were breaking into this thing like it was Swiss cheese, but this is not the cassette tape that has the screws that you could just unscrew and do. This is the one that comes straight from like actual manufacturing plants, and so it's a lot harder to break into this thing. I'm being very careful with my blade because the screwdriver and the X-Acto knife just weren't cutting it. No pun intended.
And I'm more nervous as this side, because see there's more tape on this side than I am with this side.
I gotta be very careful that my blade does not cut into the actual tape within the cassette.
The main thing, I want to save the shell and the tape. And if it looks ugly, it looks ugly, but maybe I could save it enough. See how that tape fell off?
Yeah.
All right, it's not the end of the world, but no, it's not what I wanted. But you don't want this to get uncoiled.
This part of the process was nerve-wracking in that I really did not want to mess this part up, and I wanted to be very careful with the tape because I didn't want it to rip or break because it had already broken once, as you can see, and that's why I'm in the middle of this whole procedure. But yeah, you gotta make sure you got this lined up right. And then I have the cardboard there that I'm gonna use almost like a cutting board. Lay it out, and with the help of Scotch tape, it'll hold it in place.
Now we gotta focus on this right here. Cracking this open without breaking the whole thing. Because I wanna keep this. See all this writing?
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna lose that. See, look, this thing is a little sprocket. It's gonna come out. That's a little sprocket. And look, it has some tape on it too. But this one doesn't matter as much as the other one. Okay. And then there's like other little things that are gonna pop out the minute I open this. So it's a little dance I'm doing right now. That guy's ready to go. The issue with this is twofold. Now with the grinding I did here, I don't know if you can see, if you could zoom in on that. See how like it leaves everything like rough?
Yeah.
I need to grind that out. But I'm wondering if it's better to let me get the procedure done of getting the tape. If you notice, there's like a little thing there. I'm gonna put that back. There, I got him there. And then this guy.
So you're just assembling it back together?
Yeah, because the big one is this part. So this.
My peoples, this is the clear result of letting your tape rock to the tape pop. This is what happens. And in the 90s, we had to do this kind of thing from time to time. There was no internet. There was no leisurely play that you could do all the time on your Spotify or Apple Music. There was no playlist like that, you feel me? You had to resort to things like this. Luckily, I didn't have to do this too much, but I do have some experience in the matter, as you can tell. Using some Scotch tape to hold down the audio tape, and then trying to stitch it back together as best as I can. I make a first cut, and then I go with the X-Acto knife again and make a more exact cut. This was a very nerve-wracking experience, you know, to do on camera, because I don't want to be a failure. And my daughter's filming this, so even more reason why I gotta get this thing right. The tape itself is a sampler tape that has about 6 of the 12 songs that are on the album. And in between the songs, it has these cool interviews with Frankie Cutlass. I haven't heard this tape in so long, so I'm anxious to get this working again. Laying the audio tape just right was the biggest pain about this whole thing, because it's very easy to turn the tape the wrong way, and if you bend it, then it's not gonna turn right. And this was the part that I hated the most, but eureka, there you go, boom. I wanted to sand down the edges since they got roughed up from when I pulled out the Dremel tool to open this case up. And this worked fairly well. Very smooth edges now. Since I already had the tape on there, I decided to get a microfiber cloth and put it over it, holding down the tape so it doesn't get loose. And I didn't want those plastic pieces falling inside of the tape cassette. And a couple of did. That's why I had to pull out the tweezers to get them out. But you don't want those stuck in there and clogging up the actual audio tape, you feel me? Now, when you're putting the case back, it has to fit absolutely perfect. I'm telling you, it has to be perfect alignment.
And we got it. Here it is. Wait, we gotta glue this now. Well, you know what I should do?
Break out that Scotch tape, close up the tape so that it don't fall apart, put it in the tape cassette player and make sure it plays correctly, and then put the crazy glue later.
Like, I could just say fuck the world and do that, actually. Maybe I will, because I don't know, but I'm just gonna try this first because I want to make sure that the tape works, because once I glue it, there's no going back. So this way, I got the tape like this, okay? Shouldn't come off. You know? I'm gonna fix this right here. Moment of truth. See what we got here.
The next example, one of your niggas about to be it. Now close your eyes tight, cause trust me, you don't wanna see it.
This is the illustrious and praiseworthy Muhammad Ali coming into live, so live you can hear me live. Only here on WMOE 108.9 FM, where the FM stands for Bad Music. I'm your host of Relativity Rap Radio, your high energy hip hop station. By my side is the equally illustrious and praiseworthy Frank.
Alright, now that I know that that's working, I'm gonna bring it here. Alright, so in conclusion, I wanted to do some crazy glue and do the ends, but my impatience got the best of me and I used the grinder, leaving some really gaping holes. And I didn't want to mess around with the crazy glue, and then the crazy glue gets all in the tape and stuff. So I think this Scotch tape fits it perfect, man, and this is pretty good. I'm gonna pop this thing in, listen to it through and through, because basically this has some Frankie Cutlass interviews that you can't find anywhere on the internet, but maybe you'll find it on my channel later when I decide to put it up. Alright, I'm gonna do a deep dive tape stash on this Frankie Cutlass tape, and at least I got this thing working again. You know what I'm saying? This will be in the colección. Push easy.